Film news comes and goes in waves. Sometimes it's a wasteland and there's nothing to talk about, so you have a well-thought-out discussion about personal safety during the filming of sex scenes. But other times, there's so much news spreading all over town that you'd think it was some sort of disease. This is a big, sick week for movie news, some good, some bad, so our freshly washed hands, take them. As we break down Bond, Batman, and more on this episode of Funhaus. That was a cool intro, wasn't it?
Couldn't get a third B, huh, loser?
Let's see.
Bond, Batman, and Bruckman.
And Baker, Troy Baker games. Baker/Troy.
This is a movie
games.
podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
I'm your host, James Williams, for this particular episode of Funhaus. I'm joined by Adam Kovic.
Fishwa, fellow.
Elise Willems.
Fishwa, fellow. It's my cool jacket.
Doesn't mean what you think. It means hidden fellow. Mm-hmm. And our sponsors this week are Hellofresh and Upstart. We're going to hear more from them a little bit later on. But first, we're going to jump right into, because this is a news roundup. We're doing news roundup, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you seen the news?
I have.
Yeah, I've seen it.
If you haven't seen the news, we're going to tell you about it right now.
Imagine getting this on a weekend.
The story that everyone couldn't wait to tweet me about.
Oh.
James Bond is delayed.
Good.
You actually happy about this?
Yes, there's too much coming out right now.
Is there?
Yes.
In movies?
Mm-hmm. Too many Bond-related
I don't think
properties.
That's true.
Yes.
No, so MGM announced just the other day that James Bond, which was scheduled to come out April 10th, just in time for my birthday, to be a birthday present for me, almost as though that's the whole reason they made the film. And I was going to rent out a theater and do a whole big thing for it.
He wasn't.
But I guess I'm not.
This is the first time hearing of
Why
this.
don't you rent out a movie theater and just watch your favorite Bond movies, which should just be Casino Royale and Skyfall?
But this may be one of my favorite Bond movies because I don't know yet. Because it might be.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you're gonna walk in the theater and go, that's okay.
I felt really bad for
I don't
you
think so.
learning
Yeah.
that this was canceled or
Thank you, Elise.
suspended.
Thank you. That's very
Yeah.
empathetic of you.
No problem.
And I appreciate
I
that.
was looking forward to it as well. It was sort of the next big movie release.
Yeah, this is
but-
definitely the next thing.
But James, why? Why delay the Bond? I've seen the trailer. It's done.
And no, it's because they're going to rework Daniel Craig. They're going to change him to look more like Sonic.
Right. So fingers crossed, nobody who worked on this movie is in any sort of scandal. So then they're like, well, now we got to digitize your face out, and we got to remove, like they filmed around the Kevin Spacey cameo years ago. They figured that one out. They said we don't know. He's a ticking time bomb.
Just a heads up, if you're living under a rock or you're for some reason discovering this podcast years from now, when all humanity is gone, wiped out by a virus, the reason it's delayed is because of COVID-16 or whatever. What is it?
COVID-19.
There's SARS-CoV-2, a.k.a. the coronavirus. And so it's currently spreading around, new cases that are popping up. And so they decided that the best thing that they should probably do for both box office considerations and for the safety of people, because this virus is spreading through congregation of human beings in small confined locations, is to not release the film.
So we shouldn't do the 007 cruise ship party like we said we were going to.
No, I don't think it would probably I don't know what's going to happen to the 007 cruise ship party. But I don't think it's going to be happening.
You know what it was called, right?
What?
Bon Voyage.
God.
How long are you sitting on that one?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm sure it exists.
Bon Voyage is great. I would go on that.
Everyone
cruise.
dresses up as their favorite James Bond character.
I'd get quarantined on that boat.
Bond Voyage, an oceanfront rental.
This
house.
is a different one.
Oh, it's a beach house. There is a beach house called Bond Voyage that does have a little James Bond standing on the beach on the front of it. It looks pretty nice.
Cool.
Yeah. What is that? Key West?
That's in South Carolina.
Hey.
Which, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have any cases of corona yet.
Give it time.
But yeah, so I was pretty upset to hear this. November is a really long time.
You had a visceral reaction. You like hunched over and then you kind of did this weird stagger walk where you like gripped at your stomach and you made this pain twisted face.
And then he looked at you and made a face.
Yeah.
I pointed and I said, "You
went,
did
which?
this."
Which?
I would say this is definitely my most anticipated upcoming film. So the fact that it's not happening.
Isn't Dune coming out this year?
Who?
It's not Dune.
Well, I mean,
Dune
there's no
should be coming
trailer
out
for
in
Dune,
June.
so it's not coming out anytime soon.
I was just saying, brilliant marquee. Dune coming in June.
It should say coming soon.
In June.
Dune, this June.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because it's not like it's getting delayed. Well, maybe it's not unfortunate. I'd say it's not. At least it's not getting delayed because the movie's trash and they have to rework things.
Yeah.
Like it's a geo, political issue and it's a global issue. It's something you can't control.
If you want to learn more about what's going on, I recommend watching the film Outbreak, Contagion, or my personal favorite, Tammy and the T-Rex.
Okay.
All right.
The T-Rex represents malaria.
Yeah.
You didn't know that, I bet.
I have seen people going like, "Oh, well, this happened with Bond. Why doesn't this happen with all movies or whatever?" Mulan is a good question.
Bond.
I think with Bond, there's a certain international appeal that they're probably expecting. Domestic box office is just going to be a drop in the bucket of what they're hoping.
You don't
to
think
make
they got
from
that
this.
with Mulan?
I do think I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised that we haven't heard anything about Mulan as well, because I would think that is an even larger international market.
Knowing Disney's love for money, not to make a mockery of this horrific thing happening around the world, but I could see them going, "We understand. We take this very seriously. We will come to your house with the DVD if you will buy it." They would find a way to paratroop in Mouseketeers or whatever cast members.
What was the scheduled release date for this?
This is April 10th, if
April
I recall.
10th. So, I mean, maybe Mulan is, March 20th, I think?
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Or no,
yeah.
am I? No.
I think that's
It's pretty soon. Yeah. It's like end of this month.
So
Man.
maybe it was sort of like
27th.
27th. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it's a proximity thing.
Well, there's certain. I mean, marketing doesn't just happen magically, right? Like, there's a strategy and stuff, and so there are certain like last-ditch ripcords that you can pull, and they probably said, "Oh, well, we still have X amount of dollars to spend on James Bond marketing from now." Maybe they're waiting for Mulan to come out. And they go, but in April or whatever, or the last couple weeks of March, we're going to spend X amount of dollars on marketing to get people as hyped as possible for James Bond. But if this is happening, they're seeing this is happening, and they're going, oof, well, one, we don't want to put people at risk, and two, we don't want people who feel at risk to not come see our movie. Let's not spend that cash, right? Whereas Mulan has already spent the cash, and so there is no ripcord, and you just have to release it. You know?
I hope Rami's okay.
Somewhere Netflix stock is surging
Yeah.
because they don't have to deal with this.
All these quarantine people take a mandatory 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
They're like, what am I going to watch? Garbage. I guess I'll watch it.
There's a new season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that was added to Netflix. So
I just saw another one of those YouTube thumbnails or whatever, and they go, Ozark, season 3. I'm like, oh, man, there's so much TV I'm not going to watch.
There was a great joke about Lilyhammer on the Conan podcast this past week.
which was that on? Who was in
Lilyhammer was like the original Netflix
Yeah.
original.
Ali Wong.
Original.
Ali Wong was saying that like the reason Netflix doesn't release their numbers is because they established it as a precedent because they didn't want Lilyhammer to feel bad.
That was the guy from Sopranos?
Because if they
Yeah.
told everyone else, they'd have to tell Lilyhammer. They were like, no, we can't do that.
Well, this was what?
It's a Steve Van Zandt.
Yeah, 2012 or whatever it was. It was this
the
and,
first one.
and
What an
like
adventure
Hemlock
for this guy.
Grove.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in the E Street Band, and then
Yeah,
he
and then
became an
Sopranos.
actor, and then he was in Lilyhammer?
Look at that guy. Look at him there. So
Which
happy.
it's about. I never saw Lilyhammer. I guess I could at any point, but based on the poster, it's a gangster who then goes to a small town of Lilyhammer, which is in Norway, something like that. it's kind of an in Bruges sort of thing where it's like fish out of water. He's gonna hate it here, even though Bruges looked lovely. I don't know why you wouldn't want to hang out there.
Still, it got 3 seasons, 24 episodes.
Wait, really?
They didn't have anything else.
Man,
he was also in The Irishman.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
sometimes you get typecast. Who knows? But Hemlock Grove, how many seasons did that get?
We're getting off topic, but that's okay. Hemlock Grove.
I just want I want to go through the history
of Netflix's forgotten shows.
Yeah. What was the first
like,
3
Happy
seasons
Valley.
of Hemlock Grove? All of this did way better than Sex Swing.
Hey, true that. Now,
We should have gone to. Why didn't we take Sex Swing to Netflix?
I guess
That's what we should have done.
I'm guessing it was maybe House of Cards, where everyone's like, "Hey, this isn't complete utter garbage."
I feel like it was, yeah.
And even though I don't think it was technically an original Netflix one. I think it was one of the ones they bought strategically. It was like a David Fincher produced Sony thing, and they just went, me, us.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happened with Mad Men and Breaking Bad, where no one else wanted it.
Well, Mad Men was on AMC.
Right, but it was.
You're saying AMC bought it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It was. It wasn't like an AMC original production
gotcha.
like Walking Dead is.
Yeah.
It was produced by Sony Pictures. I could be totally butchering that, but yeah, someone else made it, and I know other channels were passing on it, like HBO passed on Mad Men.
AMC got the distribution.
AMC got it, and AMC's like, look at these great. And then same with Breaking Bad, it just sort of like fell in their lap. We're like, no one else is buying the show, and they're like, oh, I guess we'll buy it. And they had these 2 runaway hits. They said, we can do no wrong. Walking Dead, garbage.
So
Unless there's people who
House
like
of
it,
Cards
then it's
came out before Hemlock Grove.
No.
Yeah.
But not too long. Like, I feel
Okay.
like people paid attention to Lilyhammer before.
Well, yeah, Lilyhammer was February 2012.
Was that the first Netflix original?
And then that appears
Lilyhammer, the first one?
to be the first one.
Man.
Whoa.
Everyone remembers the first one.
Do
Yeah,
they?
you never
I
forget
forgot
your
that it
first-
existed until Elise just said it. And
I had
even then,
forgot-
I thought she was lying.
I had forgotten it as well until I heard it on the podcast, and then I thought, what a great reference.
Look, first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong. First music video on MTV, The Buggles. Video killed the radio
Yeah.
star. First show on Netflix, Lilyhammer.
I mean, yeah, it looks like Lilyhammer is the first, and then maybe House of Cards.
We will bury these objects at the Nickelodeon Hotel inside of the time capsule.
Someday we'll be talking about the last Netflix original.
It's
We'll get there someday.
Netflix in the Wikipedia. We're looking at the Wikipedia for a list of original programs distributed by Netflix. They don't even have Lilyhammer. They just gave it to House of Cards. They said Netflix's first original content series was House of Cards.
Interesting.
Oh,
They don't even mention Lilyhammer.
Which I guess, yeah, maybe it was.
maybe they just bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I thought House of Cards was one of those shows where it was just sort of produced and like, who wants to buy it? Like Sony produced it or something like that. I always say Sony. It's always Sony. I don't know. Maybe it's them. Got PlayStation on the mind.
Anyway.
Wow.
Anyway.
Anyway, so it kind of sucks, especially for me. But if it keeps people safe, I'm okay with that. I
Lilyhammer?
can't help but wonder how Billie Eilish feels.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to be 19 by the time this movie comes out.
She's like, finally, a chance to actually watch a Bond movie. But yeah, so, that kind of stinks. But there is good news. I promise good news.
Tell me more.
We've got good news. Did you guys see this movie? Do you see this? Do you see the clip from this movie?
Clip. You mean the photos?
The photos
Who's that?
of
Mad
the
Max?
Batmobile.
Batmax?
You see this?
What's Batmobile?
I feel like at this point they're not making a movie. They're filming a cologne commercial. When I look at the Batmobile. So Matt Reeves, who I would love to see his social blade, because it went from no one following him to everyone following him.
Is he getting all these exclusives of these photos? I mean, I know
It's
some
on
leaked,
his Twitter.
but-
It's on his Vimeo.
Wow.
Like this is the way
Yeah.
to do it. If this is a note to
I mean,
anyone
I
listening
think
out
like
there.
that Vimeo gets enough attention, he'll be able to make a Batman movie someday.
Well,
Maybe.
is this going to be a Robert Bowling situation where for years you went to this guy because he was the community manager for Call of Duty, and so everyone followed him like, tell me more about Call of Duty, and he would give out the exclusives or whatever. And then he quit Call of Duty, and people were like, got any news on Call of Duty? He's like, no, man, I'm working 6 other places now. So 5 years from now, we're like, Matt Reeves, got any Batman news? And he's like, leave me alone. I'm back to apes, or I don't know, he's doing something else.
So
But
yeah.
yes.
Regardless, I'm not at all focused on the fact that A, he gets to make a Batman movie, B, he gets to make a feature film at all, C, he's long-running successful director. I just think it's what his Twitter. God, the value there that could tell you.
So
about
if you want
my
Twitter
state of mind.
followers, direct a Batman movie is what
I
you're
think
saying?
that's the trick.
Do me a favor. Do a side by side. If you could pull up the Zack Snyder Vero photo, or what does he use? TikTok.
Vero,
or,
yeah. He's Vero's main man.
The Zack Snyder. Well, no. Pull not the. Sorry, I meant to pull up the Batfleck Batmobile shot, which I think
his.
Yeah. Only because this. I apologize for audio listeners. There are some interesting. There's some creative choices that he made for the side by side photo. If you choose to do so.
All right, so here's Zack Snyder's Twitter account.
Well, it's got to be Batman and Batmobile, but the shot is almost identical, of the same way.
Oh.
Not that photo. You got to look up the other photo. Batman and Batmobile. Remember, it was like sad Batman. It was like he looked fat. Remember that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Just type in Zack Snyder Batman reveal. That will. There it is. Down there.
This one?
Down one more. One more. To the right.
This
there
one.
it is. You found it.
This
Oh
one.
yeah, he does look pudge.
But look at that. You got fat Batman next to sleek Batmobile versus
Yeah.
Matt Reeves' version, which is Batman on the other side of the Batmobile looking towards the future.
Well, I would argue part of that is because none of these are stills from through a camera lens.
Right. That's his iPhone.
They're taken by someone's iPhone 11 Max or whatever. And so they just have to apply a filter to make it look cool because it probably on set it's just bathed in red. So they have to wash it out with something.
I'm just saying, look at this.
Yeah.
A fat Batman looking down at the floor, remembering the past,
Thin Batman looking up to the future.
with a engine exposed for all to see.
If you had to compare this model of car to any existing car, what would you compare it to?
Man, Adam West's Batmobile from the 1960s.
Minus the like rounded front and back fenders, it has a very like a
Dodge Challenger, you can say.
I would say first generation Camaro,
I would say that or the car from Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah,
very similar. Yeah, it is. It is muscle car-esque.
It definitely feels like a muscle car,
which I think is cool.
Except that the engine's in the back. No self-respecting muscle car would put an engine in the back.
Tim the Toolman Taylor, he wouldn't put that in the back of his
hot
rod.
Right. What's in the front then?
So is it frowned upon that Porsches have engines in the back?
Yeah, well, they're not muscle cars. Porsches aren't super cars and Euro garbage.
I've talked to some skinny French people, and they have told me that
French people don't know what a muscle car is.
They know muscle.
No.
It's all up here. It's like Luc Besson says. The brain is the sexiest thing. That and underage girls.
Something I noticed is you can kind of see he's got the headlights on Batman in the third photo when you're showing off the engine. But it does look like the suit is a little... This doesn't seem exactly like the suit of him getting on the bike. Like
it's
you can see the gauntlets.
Hips than I remember Batman ever having.
It feels like the emblem is different potentially. And we're looking very, very closely at the third photo of Matt Reeves' tweet. But like
they're studying this like
the emblem doesn't it appear like it's maybe a bigger emblem, or is that just a glare or something?
Could
No,
be.
it does look big from that shot. What's the other one look like? Where he's looking to the future.
That one?
No, the other one?
That one?
Yeah. Same difference. I guess it just might be lighting. Like when the headlights are on it, it changes color and the emblem changes. Perfect. That's how it should work.
Yeah. But overall, I think pretty sick.
I like the idea of what it is, only because I've heard that this is a planned trilogy. And so the idea that he starts with, I like the idea that we're seeing the evolution of Batman, where it's like, okay, so if we're comparing to the Chris Nolan movies, started with the Batmobile and then it became the Bat Cycle, which was kind of cool. A little lazy of him to go, should I get a new Batmobile? Nah, I stick with motorcycle now. I thought that was strange. Why not get a new one? Ever. He just stuck with the motorcycle. It was odd. Regardless, I think it would be kind of cool to see like the evolution of it. If this is like, what is the next car going to be? And then like, if this is a sort of like, I also don't know what time this takes place in. If this is like Batman in his prime, is this year one style, which it is a bit more reminiscent of?
I mean, how old's Robert Pattinson? 33 or something?
Too young, too beautiful.
Yeah, he's too young, too beautiful.
Yeah.
Something that I do like, just reading into some of the imagery, is like the idea of the kind of person that would do this to a car, right? Like The Christopher Nolan ones were, oh, he found a tank and he's like, oh, I can use this tank, and it's like completely made up, but also in some ways very practical.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like a practical solution.
The Joker boys are going to fuck with his engine. They're going to put sugar in his gas
Well,
tank.
He's gonna run out pulling his pants up.
This does seem like the kind of Batman who like wants to be seen.
Yeah.
You know, going down the street and like doesn't care if he's completely exposed
And he'll
like
smash in
by
his
bullets.
engine.
Yeah.
And then also like it seems to be a converted like this seems more like a rich kid who's like playing superhero as opposed to the Bruce Wayne in the Nolan trilogy, who was just perpetually in a state of like justice-y, and I can't enjoy any life aspects at all.
Well, everything
which
was given to him.
it was great for that trilogy, but it also, you know, I would rather see something different. So the prospect of seeing a Batman who maybe is enjoying it, for God's sakes.
Yeah, well, Batman Begins is, you know, a 4-act movie, and they have to get through a lot of stuff. So rather than, I like the idea. This only gives me hope that Batman, there's a shot or a scene where he's tinkering with the Batmobile. They did this a little bit in the animated series where like he's trying to like fix a car and he shows that he's not very good at it, and he ends up getting the help of someone to help him like build an actual Batmobile. There's a pretty awesome. I forget the name of it, but I like that idea as opposed to the Chris Nolan one where he goes, I can't make that. Just Lucius, give me what you got. I'll buy the paint. You give
Here's my
me
credit card.
Yeah. You give me the $500 million of R&D, and then I drive it.
Yeah.
Lazy
So,
Batman.
either
Fat,
way.
lazy Batman.
Not that I wasn't excited for this movie, but I think it's Matt Reeves' social accounts have been doing a very good job of, I think, making it seem like it could be the next really cool thing.
Have they said he's playing Alfred in these movies?
Yes,
Yeah.
they have. Andy Serkis.
Is he?
Yes,
Oh.
because he was
Alfred?
Ape. And
He went-
But is
Matt
he
Reeves
Alfred?
said, yeah, he said, Matt Reeves, me, goes to Andy Serkis, you, and goes, you are a great monkey. What else are monkeys? Butlers.
Well, the weird
play
thing
the
is
ballet.
the way they're filming it, though, is that Andy Serkis is in the motion capture suit, but dressed like a monkey. And then they're going to scan in Andy Serkis's face, and
Yes.
then they're going to use the monkey's expressions to get Andy Serkis.
It's very human-esque when you see the final product. It'll blow your minds, and it's going to cost $800 million to do. I love it.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
don't know.
monkey butler in Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, I know.
We're aware. He
Played
shows
by-
up. He shows up when the budget allows.
I don't know. I read the books. I didn't. Did we finish this?
I'm pretty
this
sure he's
series?
played by an actor who looks like a chimp.
Oh.
Yeah, he's that guy with the big ears. Yeah. From There's Something About Mary. I'm pretty sure that was him.
Aw.
I think that's why he was
Come on,
cast.
Adam.
They're like, you have monkey-like ears.
I don't know who you're referring to.
I know
You
what he's talking
do.
about.
Famous English actor, that guy.
I know what he's talking about.
Him. He
all right.
pretends to have crutches. He's from the Something About Mary movie. Remember?
I know who he is.
Yeah,
No.
what's his name?
I don't
know.
remember.
Matt Dillon gets fake teeth. She gets cum in her hair.
Well,
End scene.
You're thinking of
scene.
Shallow Hal.
How did he get the zipper above the penis?
Franks and Beans.
How did he do
That's
it?
actually another podcast we're going to do someday, eventually. But yeah, I don't know. I'm digging it. I think they're doing a really good job showing off this stuff. I hope that the final vibe of the movie fits the vibe of the content that they're leaking out. And somewhere there's a marketing department like going like, we can tweet too. Like they're sitting on a whatever the official title's going to be for it, the
Right.
Batman or whatever it's going to be. They're holding that Twitter account. They're like, we could tweet. We got blue check mark.
Well, there was some meeting where he goes, Matt, bad news. We sent the concept for the car out to the toy factory, and someone took a photo. He's like, I already put it out.
Yeah,
I did it. I'm done. And they're like, oh, but does this ruin the strategy? He goes, no, it's just a picture of a car. It's getting people hyped. Shut up.
Yeah.
Move
Tell
on.
you.
He's like, also, I gained 80,000 followers
Yeah.
in an hour.
Some studio execs are going to see that Vimeo and they're going to go, this Matt Reeves, he's got something. We should give him a movie.
No, they're going to say, let's give him an ad deal. Have you heard of Raid Shadow Legends or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of ad deal, how about a word from Hellofresh? This episode of Funhaus is brought to you by Hellofresh. Hellofresh is the simplest way to create and enjoy seasonal recipes with pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door. It's America's #1 meal kit and makes cooking at home fun, easy, and affordable. Over 22 seasonal, chef-curated recipes every week ensure that you'll be able to break out of your dinner rut with something for everyone. Cut the stress and save time out of meal prep so you can enjoy the process. I personally love to cook. What I'm not crazy about is having to go gather every single ingredient and then clean up afterwards. But with HelloFresh, you can have dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes or less. Plus, pre-portioned ingredients mean less waste. Even the packaging is made from recyclable material. Add meals and sides to match your lifestyle for those extra busy weeks. HelloFresh is flexible, so you can be too. So go to HelloFresh.com/Filmhouse10 and use code Filmhouse10, that's 10, for 10 free meals, including free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Filmhouse10 and use code Filmhouse10 for 10 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh, get the most for your moolah. So thank you, HelloFresh, for your sponsorship. Definitely recommend trying it out. One last comment on the Batmobile here. This first image, I liked. The first time I saw it, I immediately related because have you ever been driving somewhere at like 3 a.m. in an empty street, like maybe in a neighborhood, but there's like a stoplight, and then you sit there and you wait,
and there's no one,
and like part of like this is him. It's just red. Oh. It's just red, and he's like, it's been red for 25 minutes.
Yeah, he's like, should I take a right? Do a U-turn?
He's like literally stepped out of the car at this point. He's like, should I go hit the pedestrian button because I feel like maybe that'll make it go?
Richard Gordon's on the horn. Batman, where are you?
At the light.
It did that thing where the cross street goes yellow, red, immediately back to green, and he's like, what? It just skipped me. But yeah, that's why you don't drive in the middle of nowhere.
I didn't realize that was a stoplight that he's looking at. I thought that was like a stage light or something. I didn't think about that.
Oh no, yeah, because it's like this is an intersection. This is some sort of insane person L train intersection.
Yeah. Did they say where they're filming it right now? I assume Canada, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
somewhere that I guess doesn't have viruses yet. So
yeah. I mean, start working on that movie because it's not coming out till what, 2021?
I don't know.
We got time.
Yeah,
it's okay.
We do have time.
Just
I guess it is going to be called The Batman. That must be the title.
Which I think is perfect.
They should have called it Batman's Beginnings.
The Darkest Night.
The Darkest Night.
The Night of Dark.
Batman. They should have called it Batman and Alfred, so they can put any circus on the poster.
Batman and Alfred / circus.
Circus time.
Night Circus. It's Night Circus, but it's KN.
Psycho Circus.
Oh, the long circus.
Well, I'm going back. I went from good news, was the cool looking Batmobile. I'm going to bad news. We are still talking about Star Wars. Remember that film that came out, that trilogy that ended? That huge trilogy for one of the largest film franchises of all time.
Yeah, I seen it.
How it ended in December. And everyone was like, why does it smell like a wet fart in here? Well, good news. Those questions you had, they've been answered.
I didn't have any questions. They answered everything.
No, that's impossible.
Okay. I wasn't crazy about all the answers, but they were there.
Remember after you saw the movie, Adam, you came to me and you said, wait, Palpatine has a son? And then you went, doesn't that mean that he had to have had sex with someone?
Yes.
And when does that fit even into the timeline? Well, that's not what happened.
Oh.
He didn't have, well, he may have.
Okay.
But he didn't get a woman pregnant. Because in Star Wars, no one has sex.
Right. Except for Anakin and Padme.
They only pass midichlorians into other husks of things in different ways or whatever.
It's like the way I make love, where I put stuff in a dish and then Jess puts stuff in a dish and then we swim underwater.
Basically.
Okay.
But the novelization for Rise of Skywalker was released. Or is coming out, but people have gotten advanced copies and immediately did what all marketing companies love, where they run to the internet to talk.
Well, they like flip through the pages really fast.
Yeah.
Voldemort, Snape.
Yeah.
And so apparently, in Rise of Skywalker, that's not Palpatine. That's a clone.
Okay.
So
I have to make a call.
He's not using the same body from that.
Okay.
Before he died in Return of the Jedi, I guess at some point either while Vader was picking him up and he's shooting him with lightning like a scared cat, or while he was falling, he transferred his consciousness into a clone body.
Of course.
Which the clone body was designed to also look like it had been lightning bolted by Mace Windu, I guess.
So Rey has to call him Grandpa Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Rey's father while also being but then the bigger thing,
Palpatine.
Yeah. So then the big thing, I guess, the big reveal is that the son Palpatine had was also just another clone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's got to call him Grandpa Dad.
Yeah, so he is not only her grandfather, but he's also her father, and in some ways, her uncle too.
This is like the Stupids in the sense that I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so the clone
Yeah, that's right.
was living somewhere.
There was a clone
Yes.
somewhere.
Yeah, I see this article is comparing it to the Jango and Boba
Okay.
Yep.
partnership.
So
Father
Again,
and son.
another child that wasn't born in a normal way in the Star Wars universe.
gotcha.
So, yes.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that Rey was originally supposed to be Luke's daughter. That makes more sense. Let's go with that.
This is fun because it's just like trying to unravel the mess.
Yeah.
Like it's
reverse
like
engineering.
It's the telephone game of movie franchise plots and everything like that.
It's far more
Well,
complicated.
it's like Disney's like, well, we don't want people to think that people are having sex in Star Wars.
Yeah,
'cause
ew,
that's not good
gross.
for the kids. So let's just say that she's got a Grandpa
This
Dad.
this is the same thing that happened with DuckTales.
Okay, explain.
Where you have Huey, Dewey, and Louie who call Uncle Scrooge, but then they also call Donald Uncle Donald. Where are their parents?
Except Donald's
Well-
Except that Donald is probably a clone of Scrooge, and they are clones of Donald.
In the new DuckTales series, their mothers, they have the overarching plot of their mother missing.
I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
all right.
Are you talking about the critically acclaimed new series?
Yeah.
I'm only talking about the old one that has a genie sometimes.
Thank you for bringing up the genie. The movie is fantastic.
Look, I
as
can
far as I
tell
remember.
this is a sensitive subject. Let's move on.
We can't move on. I just want to say, do you guys finally feel satisfied now? Are you finally okay with this? That
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me mad to hear this information. Like I think a lot of people are probably big Star Wars fans hear it and it just gets them. It's the ire of it, right? I think it's it's like watching a freak show where I'm like, okay, yeah, give me more, give me more of this weird.
sure.
It's J.K. Rowling with dropping Harry Potter facts where you're like, didn't ask for this, didn't want it, but okay, like sure, whatever.
I'm realizing now I didn't question it when the movie happened. I just went, sure, yeah, give it to me. I like the train wreck. Instead of Palpatine, couldn't it have just been Snoke? Thoughts?
No, because Snoke died in the second one.
But they showed Snoke clones. There's a vat of
Yeah,
them.
there's a whole thing.
Yeah, couldn't have just been
His
Snoke.
consciousness is in the vat, Adam.
Is Andy Serkis dressed as a monkey
Who
when he
is
plays
Snoke?
Snoke?
My question is, who is Snoke?
He is a clone.
Is there an original Snoke?
Snoke is the clone of Palpatine when it went wrong, and they were like, oh, we can't put that out there.
I guess Snoke was.
Who am I? Even he doesn't know.
I Google searched who is Snoke, and one of the first image that came up is a thumbnail from something else. It's an image of Snoke. It says, "Who am I?"
And then I think there's some residual concept art from the second Blade movie thrown on there. That's pretty cool. I wonder if Andy Serkis on set is like, JJ, you got to tell me who's this character. And he's like, you'll see. And then third movie comes, he goes, I don't know.
They'll all see.
Yeah. It's Palpatine, but it's not. Shut up. Thanks for the $1 billion.
It is nice not caring.
It's making me care less, yeah.
But it still frustrates me how lazy this can be. Like it's not like the people involved were surprised that someone burst into their door and they said that today they picked you. You're making Star Wars today, and it's today. And they went, me? All right, well, where are my pants? And who is Snoke?
I'd love to be able to see a picture of Snoke as a young man and think, oh, he was so handsome.
Right. Well, I think that was the implication was they're like, oh, when I was training younglings at my faraway Jedi temple where no parents were allowed, said Luke, oh, young, beautiful Snoke.
Timothy Chalamet as young Snoke.
Sure.
Are we getting a young Snoke?
What about this?
Star Wars.
What about Snoke with facial hair and a mustache?
Are we gonna get a young Snoke movie?
Why does that one look like Stalin?
I hope that young Obi-Wan movie or young Obi-Wan Adventures on Disney Plus has young Snoke.
What if young Snoke is the villain of young Obi-Wan, or he's the nemesis of young Obi-Wan?
Except young Obi-Wan's old Obi-Wan because they took so long to make it.
Yeah. Why is he next to Ed Harris? Are people comparing Snoke to Ed Harris?
Sure. They're like, remember this character
Star Wars
from
9 Snoke plans revealed.
What?
Ed Harris wanted for flashbacks.
Wow.
Interesting.
This is what happens when people, not necessarily like us, but kind of like us, report on news and rumors, and then those things. What?
It says someone's at the front door.
Oh, for
Is that
me?
you?
It
Why
shouldn't-
would it even be programmed to do that?
odd.
Someone's at Adam's front door. Anyway, this is what happened. This is the leftover, the remnants of someday someone will see James Bond wasn't
You tell me we
delayed.
could have had Ed Harris Snoke?
We could have had Timothy Chalamet.
Who's
It
the
would-
guy?
Big boyhood.
Third row down, 3 from the left. Ah!
That's Snoke.
Wow. A beautiful
Snoke.
Swedish prince. So inbred.
Yeah, he's beautiful. But yeah, finally, because I had a lot of questions when the movie came out, but not anymore. Now they're answered.
Good. Are you going to buy the book?
I might. I have used the novelization in the past. I think I've told this story, but the first time I watched The Force Awakens, the interaction between BB-8 and Finn when he's like, "Don't tell Rey," and then BB-8 was like thinking about it, like, I don't know or whatever, and he was like, he like makes a deal with them, and then they like work something out, and then BB-8 puts the lighter up.
It flips him off.
I thought it was a middle finger. And when I was watching it, I was like, ooh, baby, BB-8 got some sass. And I kind of dug it. But
It's a thumbs up.
it's a thumbs up. And I guess it says more about me. Except I still stand by the fact that a thumbs up doesn't go like that. That's how it looks.
Yeah, his
like,
little crook arm's
his
got
little,
a...
his little thing comes from here, and then it shoots up like that.
Yeah.
That's how a middle finger goes. I'm describing it for audio listeners. I'm describing this would be how his thumbs up went, which is not how a thumbs up goes.
Right.
But I was once at an airport with a lot of time to burn, and they had the novelization, and I flipped through it until I found that section, and I read it, and it said he gives him a thumbs up.
You read for free?
I just read that. I just found it.
It's not your library. They need money.
But-
pay $18 for the novel, James.
So novelizations hold all kinds of hidden answers, and I highly, highly recommend figuring them out.
That's how they clarified that Harvey Dent dies in Dark Knight. Or at least it was in the script or something, because everyone's like, well, he might come back. And there's like,
He is dead.
yeah, Harvey Dent then falls and breaks his neck. He's dead.
Yeah, it does. I think it
Yeah.
says like
Question
he lies there dead, all caps.
It
underlined.
does say the end.
Yeah.
They said, don't do that. Other
Yeah,
Nolan.
I really thought that Harvey Dent was going to get back on his feet.
Well,
you know?
if you want to get back on your feet financially, you should check out our sponsor, Upstart. As most of you may have found out the hard way, getting into debt is pretty easy. Getting out of debt, though, now that can be really difficult, especially if your credit score isn't great. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debt. With Upstart, they believe in you. Do you have an education? What kind of work experience do you have? Have you ever been or do you ever plan to be a professional wrestler? It sounds silly, but this is the kind of info that helps Upstart to provide me with a better, smarter interest rate. It's fast, simple, and easy to check your rate without affecting your credit score. Once the loan goes through, you'll get your funds the very next business day. Over 400,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards or meet their financial goals. So see why Upstart.com is top ranked in their category with a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot. And hurry to Upstart.com/Filmhouse to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes. That's Upstart.com/Filmhouse. So thank you, Upstart, for your sponsorship. Definitely check them out. And so I have one last story that this just popped today. There was a couple things, Taika Waititi potentially doing a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing.
I didn't think I really want... I don't want a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory so soon again.
He seems more like a James and the Giant Peach Man myself, but yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I don't want Taika Waititi to get like pigeonholed into this like colorful, zany thing. I want him to make whatever movie he wants to make ever. But I will.
Maybe he
support
likes
him.
Charlie.
What was he? Wasn't he supposed to make? Fuck.
Thor.
Wasn't he?
He's making it
Akira, right?
Yeah.
So
No
now
one's
he's
gonna
doing
make that movie
now he's
ever.
doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's not doing that.
No one's.
I mean, I know they said he wasn't going to do that, but
Yeah.
Eh.
But no one's ever gonna make.
But what will they make, James?
Well, now what we're talking about is taking a video game and turning it into a movie, and then taking that movie and turning it into a HBO series.
Kojima just like crushed a soda can in his hand in rage.
No, but The Last of Us, I would say one of gaming's most favorite games.
Yeah.
I would say one of the most critically
loved-
acclaimed
a
games
loved
ever
game.
made.
People are so excited for the second one.
Games can be
Last of Us
grown
Part 2
up
is coming
now.
out.
James.
There is apparently a series in the work at HBO, which is very high acclaim, with Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, who is the original creator of Last of Us, at Naughty Dog. And so, I mean, that's kind of interesting. I know, like, just put it all out there. Obviously, I've voiced my not disdain, but my apathy for Last of Us before, because I felt like it would have been better as a movie or something.
And now you
The
get
gaming
and now you're
experience.
getting it.
Yeah, my big thing was like I felt like The Walking Dead, the relationship with Lee and Clementine, told that sort of relationship really well before The Last of Us did. And so I was kind of like, okay, well, this is sort of the same. I'm curious and optimistic and looking forward to seeing what the second game does, like evolving her. And I don't know if you saw it, James, but Andy Cortez retweeted someone was like, oh, this would be great casting for these characters.
Oh, for the
Yeah, you should go to his Twitter
of Us?
and
Well,
look
I'll
at
do that.
I can have one solid guess who should play. I can't remember her name. Why can't I remember her name? Clementine?
Ellie,
No,
Ellie, that's her name. Yeah. What's her?
Ellen Page.
Ellen Page.
Well, she's a
That's
little
the one.
old now, but yeah, look at that pair. She might this actress. She's from
Oh yeah,
Booksmart.
Yeah.
She might be a little old.
I don't know, to play Ellie.
It's probably going to be what's her face, Billy Buggy Brown.
Here's my. I hope
Buggy.
not. Here's my thing though.
He's a good Joel.
Of the things of the issues I had with Last of Us, the performances was
they're great.
absolutely not. I thought they were fantastic,
So
and
you're saying-
I loved watching those performances. And I think this is something that happens when you take a game like Last of Us that's already so inherently cinematic, right? That already pulls from film to set its tone and its moods and even some of its gameplay mechanics. And then now it's like, all right, now we're going to make it into a movie. And my number one reaction is, I already saw this movie. This isn't going to be like Super Mario Brothers. I already saw this because it already took its inspiration from movies. And number two, I already know the best version of those characters in a lot of cases, which are the actors that portrayed them the first time.
Okay, but what if there's a scene in the movie where they go down in the basement, and then Booker starts playing a guitar, and he goes like, "Well, the circle be unbroken," and then you'll cry like a baby.
It could be a great series, and they might surprise us with.
No, yeah.
It.
I think so.
Do you think it needs to follow the same characters though?
Nothing ever does, but I feel like
Is that world
people-
interesting enough to you to where you want to see week to week stories?
I think this is also like based on the popularity of The Witcher. It's like, okay, let's take these video game stories that maybe like a mass audience. Obviously, every gamer has played The Last of Us, but there's still a big swath of people,
I mean,
general population that don't. So let's adapt it.
a more apt comparison would probably be the Metro series, since that's based on a book
Sure.
and then made into a very successful video game trilogy or franchise, and then they go back. Someone goes, "Oh, we should make this into a thing," and they go, "Did you know their source material?"
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh my!" And then
well, there's Witcher.
The
right?
That's
Witcher-
what I'm saying. Witcher and Metro are more similar, whereas Last of Us is a original idea.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think the way the
I-
design of like the clickers
yeah,
and what that is, but like as far as like post-apocalyptic worlds,
I think maybe what HBO saw the success of The Witcher based on it, the video game aspect of it, and was like, well, what?
I would just love this. I've complained about this before with A Quiet Place, where it's like I would love to see the post-apocalyptic world where it isn't the psychopath who's really excited to kill other people now that the world has ended. Just maybe try to survive, work together. Maybe it makes people better.
Yeah, it is as opposed to humans immediately going against humans
right
at the first opportunity.
Made sense in the road where they were eating each other because there's no food and everything's gone to shit. But when it's that situation where half the population is gone now and then some dude's like, pants off, let's go. I am going to have sex with anything that moves. And you're like, do we have to do that? Does it have to be that in every thing? And it bugged me because The Last of Us had that scene. It was a cool scene. It was very tropey. It's been done before. I was like, but just seeing like the Quiet Place 2 trailer, I was like, we don't need this, do we?
Yeah.
Do we need that guy? Is that a job you sign up for?
There is, yeah. I mean, I guess it's inherently true, but for the sake of showing us something we haven't seen before, it would be fun to see a thing. I mean, what Last Man on Earth is kind of that, right? I never watched all of it, but like, it was like, oh, well, the first thing he does is he moves into a big house he could never afford, and like he does all these things he could have never done.
Yeah, I'd say that Last Man on Earth is maybe a different situation where it's not like there's some global crises and people are competing for resources and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I think like in a lot of these situations, well, especially when it's like zombies or there's some virus, people are panicked and they're fighting to stay alive and they don't care who they have to kill to do that.
Yeah. I get those situations where it's like, it's you or me. I'm doing this for my family. Like, get out of my way. But when there's the one guy who's like, cannot wait to trap people in my basement and play with their skin. Oh boy, the apocalypse is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me because I could finally be me. Spread my wings and fly.
Yeah,
like Tim Robbins.
Or
Come
burrow,
on, really?
burrow deeper.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. I think part of me, at least we're at the point now where when some big media company like HBO with a lot of acclaim and clout is like, oh, we want to make this thing, they get the person who made the thing originally involved.
Yeah.
Like that person is actually included in the creative process.
Yeah, because, like Alan Moore.
Because you see,
that
there's value that like it isn't just we're stealing this IP and we're going to do it. So the fact that Neil Druckmann is involved is like that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
It means that they're taking this stuff seriously and they understand that the person who made it initially took it seriously.
Like an amazing opportunity for him in his eyes too. Like, geez.
He's like, fine, get out of this place. You go make Crash Bandicoot again, losers. Like, we don't own that anymore.
Just goes to show that the only people that want to make video games are nobody. Everyone just wants to make movies.
I just want to see him show up to the meeting and they go, tell us, what do you want to do? And he goes, I hear you. I know you want to do Last of Us. It's hot. It's one of the biggest games of all time. Have you heard of a little thing called Jack and Daxter? And he rolls this thing out and they go, get out.
May I interest you in a Days Gone? I know. I'm just saying that now.
I know.
Now I'm curious now, like, because I think Witcher was sort of the test. And now I'm curious, like, how many other video games are going to, like, become series.
What about Castlevania?
Well, yeah, Castlevania.
That's a different beast. That one actually made the most sense. Like, let's make an anime out of this thing. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
And get some weird voice actors. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
hey, video games are cool now.
They always have been.
Oh.
They always have been. That's my thing that I've always been saying is I don't need a movie to confirm whether or not I think a video game is cool.
Does puzzles in the Tomb Raider movie. Have you not seen it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tomb Raider was a test. I'm kidding. But now it's like series. Now it's series for these premium.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Also, don't forget that Craig Mattson, who made Chernobyl before he made Scary Movie 3 and 4.
Made what?
Scary Movie 3 and 4.
That's right.
He has
my favorite IMDb ever because I honestly thought Chernobyl was one of the most amazing things I saw last year.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this guy and what does he do? And then you look at his filmography. He made Rocket Man.
Yes.
He made Senseless, the buddy comedy thing.
Yeah.
Scary Movie 3.
4.
Scary Movie 4. School for Scoundrels. Superhero movie. Hangover Part 2.
He wrote it. Only wrote it.
Yeah, he's a writer.
Yeah.
Identity Thief.
Okay.
Hangover Part 3, Huntsman Winter's War,
Yes.
Chernobyl.
And now he's working on the Borderlands movie.
I mean, sometimes it's like he may have gotten pigeonholed into a genre, and like those were the movies that he was getting tapped, like that he could get scripts made for. I think it's kind of remarkable as a writer to be able to do those different things.
There's hope for you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And now he's doing Borderlands.
It shows range, and honestly, again, Chernobyl's amazing, and it's always one of those things where, like, if you only you're talking about, maybe Neil Druckmann going in and trying to pitch something else, and they go Last of Us. It's like if they were like, sorry, Craig, you can only make the things we know you for, you wouldn't have one of the best miniseries the HBO's ever made. So that's a testament to finding something else in people that you notice for one thing.
You think they'll do the giraffe scene?
They have to. Jeff Keighley won't let them do otherwise.
When I played that game, I didn't realize the giraffes were happening. So everyone talks about the giraffe scene, and I think I was just looking through a sniper rifle somewhere else for that whole sequence.
Barely get down.
And I turned around, and then she was like, "There they go," and I saw one giraffe wander away, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Life comes at you fast, man.
Again,
or slowly in the case of giraffes.
I wish it was a movie, so I wouldn't play it wrong. But yeah. So anyway.
Well, happy birthday.
There's lots of stuff. Thanks.
Hey, can you Google James Bond?
Sure.
Or No Time to Die, actually.
James Bond, No Time to Die.
Oh, just buy some tickets so we can go see it.
Yeah, what happens if I buy these tickets now?
I tried. It takes you to the website and it's broken.
That's a shame.
Anyway.
Just next to the CDC homepage.
Twist the knife.
It's the longest James Bond movie ever made, so I guess I'll have to wait.
I don't need movies to be longer. In
Time
fact,
to go watch Die Another Day again.
Let's make movies cost half as much, and we can get movies down to a solid 90. How's that?
Speaking of not making anything longer than it has to be, I think that brings us to the end of our episode, Filmhouse. I want to thank you guys for joining me.
Thank
you for having us, birthday boy.
We'll be back next week with another episode of Filmhouse. Topic to be determined.
Who knows?
Keep an eye out in the upcoming weeks for our James Bond review. Oh, wait. Everyone wants us to review Suicide Squad.
No, Birds of Prey.
Oh, sorry, Birds of Prey. We should review Suicide Squad.
Bonds of Prey. That's a good idea.
Looking back, we'll do a retrospective.
But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to check out our sponsors, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye, fellows.
Fishwa.
Fishwa, fellow.